beautiful humans. I'm Tisse and this is your Monday Mojo, your source for energetic alignment with the mojo that is your power, your freedom, and your most delicious life. So go ahead, grab your morning beverage of choice, and let's do it. Let's start off as usual with our check-in. But today, I want to switch it up a little bit. I want to encourage you to get yourself in front of a mirror. Now, it could be a little handheld mirror, it could be your bathroom mirror, any mirror will do. And as you do your check-in, I want you to look into your eyes. Just take a moment to gaze into your eyes as you do your check-in. And take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out slowly through your mouth. Notice what arises. Notice what's present as you gaze into your eyes. See if you could really get a sense of your body. What are you feeling in your body? How are you holding your body? What do your eyes say about what's going on within you? And in that moment, all I want you to do is just notice and be with yourself. And then take a moment to say to yourself, I see you, I hear you, you matter to me, and today I am going to do my best to care and attend to your needs. This small acknowledgement can really set us up powerfully for the rest of our day. All right, so we're checked in. Today I want to talk to you about needs, about human needs. Now, a lot of us growing up were taught about the needs for survival that humans have. So needs like food and air and shelter and water. And yes, absolutely, we all have those needs in common, but what we're usually not taught about is our needs as human beings to thrive in life, to really have like a fulfilling and satisfying life experience. And these needs are in common for all human beings as well. I think that's like a big element that we're usually not taught. And these needs are things like connection and trust and safety and space. There's also things like change or spontaneity that are part of our human needs to thrive. The list is really long. It's an amazing list, and I'll share one here for you to see just a few of the different words that come up as these needs that we have as human beings to thrive in life. Now, I don't know about you, but growing up, I got into some situations where I was like, oh, I need to play. I need to have some fun right now. And some adult would come along and say, no, like you don't need to play. You want to play, but you don't really need that. Well, now, as an adult, having studied this work, I discover, oh my gosh, like fun and play is actually a human need that we all share. It's a human need to thrive. And so when we know that all of us, all human beings have these needs in common to thrive, it allows us to really just own it and validate ourselves and say, yes, this is real. Like I do have this need, and I don't need to shame myself or should myself that maybe I shouldn't have a need or I shouldn't want what I want. Whatever you feel, whatever you want is coming from a need, a very human core need that you have. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly human to have that. Now, in our culture, oftentimes the word needy is seen in a negative light, like, don't be so needy. But needs are awesome and amazing, and we all have them. And I think it's really important to bring this conversation to light, to make it common knowledge that human beings are indeed needy creatures, but guess what? So is every other living thing that exists. If you take a look at a tree, for example, a tree is alive, and a tree has needs. It has a need for sunlight and air and water. And nobody looks at a tree and goes, that's a very needy tree over there. Like, no, it's like, yes, it needs those things. It makes sense that it needs those things. So, as a human being, that you want fun and play, that you want rest and relaxation, that you want trust or honesty or connection, that you want meaning and purpose, that you want autonomy, a sense of power in your life and choice. All of these are part of these needs to thrive, and it makes sense that you have them. And it's wonderful that they're showing up for you, because it's an indicator that indeed you are alive. And this life is our opportunity to attend to those needs and to see how we can find a balance within them, because the moment that we meet a need, it starts dwindling, it starts going out again, kind of like our need for food. We boost it up once, we have breakfast, and then it starts dwindling, and then we boost it again for lunch, and then it starts dwindling, and then we boost it again for dinner. So kind of like that is our need for connection and trust and meaning and purpose. We meet that need, and then they all have their own sorts of timers depending on the person and depending on what's going on in our lives. But we can't just do it once and then be done. We can't take an action, say for example for meaning and purpose in our lives, and then be like, oh, I have meaning and purpose for the rest of my life. Like, no, it takes maintenance. It takes attending to each of our needs. And when we have that clarity, when we can see that we have these different needs and that there's different ways that we can get those needs met in our lives, it makes it a lot simpler to choose our strategies, to see and evaluate for ourselves, what's an effective strategy for me? What need is asking for my attention, and how am I going to get it met? Like, I can evaluate as I make attempts in life to see, like I can make these attempts and I can evaluate if it's being successful or not. Is it actually meeting that need for myself? And if not, that's really useful information, because now it's like, okay, I'm going to adjust my strategy. I'm going to try something else and see how that goes. So yes, this topic of human needs is something I find really exciting, because it offers us that opportunity to validate ourselves, to say, yes, I'm a human being that's needy and I'm going to attend to these needs. And it does another thing that I think is really, really beautiful. It provides an access point to communicating and connecting with one another. We can begin to see how all actions, whether it's something somebody is doing or something somebody is saying, or maybe even what they're not saying or not doing, is being driven, motivated by a need that is present for them. That's the good thing to start noticing in the people around you. Like, if somebody takes an action that seems a little confusing, what might they be needing that they took that action or that they said that thing? It's a really wonderful step in getting to understand one another and being able to communicate more effectively. All right, so for our soul streaming today, I thought we'd take that energy of like being like a valid human being in the world, of just really validating ourselves and validating what we're wanting and feeling and needing in our lives, and explore that feeling a bit more. The opposite of that, what we sometimes end up in, is all of the shoulding and I shouldn't want this, but I want this, and it's pulling to me and I don't know how to deal with it, like all of that sort of muddiness within us. So let's take a moment to connect with that sensation of self-validation, knowing that what we're experiencing is valid. There's space for it. It makes sense. It's okay. It's okay that it's happening. All right. So I'm going to close my eyes for a moment, and I'm going to connect with the power of my imagination and the power of my memories. I'm going to use it to connect with the energy of validity. And I'm going to start by asking myself, where have I felt that before? Where does it make sense to me? And what's the experience of it? And as I start looking, I'm noticing that what's easy to reach for is needs that I already have known about. For example, my need for rest, my need for sleep. And that feels really, really obvious. It feels like easy to hold on to. And so when I have a day where I've put in a lot of effort, I've been doing different things, and at the end of the day, I'm feeling tired and I'm needing rest, I go, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And it doesn't matter what else. Like, I don't need to evaluate what I've done for the day or check my to-do list or what I accomplished. No, but just like that sense of validity. This makes sense. I'm feeling this, and I know that this is what I'm needing, and that makes sense to me as a human being. And now I'm going to try to see, like, what would that feel like if I really took that on with my other needs, my needs for thriving in life. So what if I really took on my needs for connection and for being understood? If those needs were just like, yeah, I have those needs. They make sense. I'm human. All humans have these needs. It feels like grace. That self-validation, like it gives me permission to be a little gentler with myself. It gives me a sense of clarity, of understanding. What keeps bubbling up is like that sense of I can be gentle with myself. I can acknowledge that if I am hardwired as a human being to have a need for sleep, and I am hardwired as a human being to have a need for space, then it's okay when I need to maybe speak up for myself, when I can take that space, when I can request that space. And the same goes for my need of autonomy and choice in my life, my need to matter, my need for order. Now I can look at those needs and say, yes, I have this need. And all there is to do is to strategize as to how I'm going to get those needs met. I'm going to see how I'm going to make that possible, how I can best care for myself to make sure I get those needs met, as opposed to evaluating, should I have that need? Is it okay for me to have that need? Am I being selfish in wanting that? No, I'm going to throw that. I'm going to ball that up. I'm going to ball up all those shoulds, all that judginess and evaluation over what I'm experiencing, and I'm going to toss it out the window. And instead, I'm just going to go, yeah, I have those needs. And I care about attending to myself with those needs. I'm going to seek a manner to take a next step forward and a next step forward to get those needs met. And I'm going to take on that energy of self-care as the most powerful way for me to show up in the world. If I have my needs met, that leads me, yes, if I have my needs met. So I'm going to imagine I have my need for order met. I'm going to have my need for autonomy and choice met. I have my need for connection met. And now I'm showing up in the world and I encounter other people. And I'm feeling resourced. I'm feeling spacious. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling joy. Because I am caring for me. And now it provides a sense of freedom, of openness to get curious. Okay, like I'm attended to. What else is going on around me? What else is going on? How can I play newly? It really grants me that spaciousness, that presence to be with others and to dive into life. And that comes from me having cared for my needs, and me caring for my needs comes from me validating my needs and knowing that it's okay that I have them, that it's okay to take care of me, that I can prioritize taking care of myself. The last thing that leaves me with is a sense of stability, groundedness, wholeness. If you close your eyes with me, go ahead and let's take a deep breath in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I hope you're able to take that emotional journey with me and really get a sense of those needs being met and just that self-validation feels so good when we stop questioning ourselves and we can just give ourselves permission to be human. It feels amazing. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it out. Okay, that's all that I have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me on that. If you enjoyed our time together this morning, I'd really like to invite you to check out the How of Happy program, which is the in-depth and interactive version of this work. To find out more, please visit howofhappy.com or just text the word happy to 518-328-4773 and I'll send you the Zoom link so you can come check it out for free. Thank you so much for joining me this morning to get your mojo on. As you dive back into the wilderness that is your week, I hope you connect to the source of your feelings, the preciousness of your presence, and your role as creator of your life experience. I love you. Go have fun out there, and I'll see you next week.